Spirit of God's over here. You have all the glory. I pray over my heart and mind. I am healed by your strength. Your blood declares that I am free. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray, calling all the voice of heaven. I proclaim, weapon formed against me must fail. In the mighty name of Jesus, I talk it back to you. The enemy I know can come near my bed. Hello, hello. It's your girl Nikisha. Welcome back to my channel. So I am here with another interesting topic. I haven't been streaming for quite some time now, and I decided to come on and share my point of view. Just want to inform you that everything that is discussed in this discussion is purely what my mind and what I'm sensing in my spirit is. So the view is not necessarily anything like theoretical. All of what I'll be discussing tonight is what I'm feeling within my spirit. So come on over and join this live chat with me. Drop me a like, share, subscribe to my channel, and if you are inspired to bless my channel by hitting the super thanks button, you can do so by donating to my channel. Okay? All right, so tonight the topic of discussion is a secret war raging between men and women and how it all began. Yes, come on over, people. Come on over and share in this discussion with me. There is a secret war raging in the spiritual realm between the masculine and the feminine gender. I sense within my spirit that there is a power struggle from time to time and a tug of war going on, in terms of the masculine and the feminine gender. Sometimes I sense the spirit of a domineering spirit. Sometimes I sense that the masculine gender seems to be, let's say, envious of the feminine gender in some sense, and why is this so? One may ask. There are a number of factors. However, one factor I want to bring to the table tonight is this could have been brought about by the fall of man. Yes, the fall of man, when Adam and Eve were in the garden and they had that fallout in terms of them disobeying God and eating of the forbidden fruit. I believe from that time, it's as if the enemy has placed a wedge between the masculine and the feminine gender. And I also sense that this forbidden fruit could be something totally different than what we are perceiving, like a literal fruit that you can eat. I'm sensing in within my spirit that this could be something totally different, because it was when they had eaten of this fruit that all evil started or began to exist in the world. When Adam and Eve had eaten of this forbidden fruit, that was when all the evil, all the ills of the world, started to take place. I'm sensing that it's not a literal fruit, but it could be something totally different. And the reason why I think so, I made a little jotting on this piece of paper here. I made a little jotting of some of the reasons I believe, or some of the things I believe could be causing that war between man and woman and what that forbidden fruit is. Could it be that this forbidden fruit that Christ was referring to was the female's cherry? Uh, that's funny, right? Could this forbidden fruit be the female cherry? You know what I'm talking about? What could be the female cherry? So, let me see. I sense within my spirit that the forbidden fruit God was referring to could be the female cherry. And I'm sensing that when the Bible talk about eat of the fruit, that Adam and Eve ate of the fruit, I believe that could be them indulging sexually. And the reason why I came up with that, thesis or that explanation is because, like, look at it this way. Sometimes a guy and a girl, they'll be talking, maybe, or a guy is talking to another guy and he's like, hey man, I'm talking to this girl, and I pick her cherry, I pluck the cherry. If he say that he plucked the cherry, what is he talking about? Huh? He is talking about him being sexually active with the woman, or having a taste, or gaining access to her sexually. That is my opinion. That is what I pick up, from layman terms or street talk. Yeah. When he said that, I plucked the cherry, he's talking about the female private, okay? And you know that our body sometime in scripture is oftentimes referred to as a tree, right? Because the Bible talk about us people, we shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water. And sometimes another part in the scripture, we are also referred, human beings are also referred to as a tree. Like if a tree does not bear fruit, it might be cut off and it might be uprooted and all of that. Hey, first viewer, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining my discussion. I want you to thumbs up the video and drop a comment in the chat to let me know, what your views and your point of view is on my topic, and so we can interact really meaningfully and positively. Okay, thank you so much for joining. Okay, all right. So this is getting really, really exciting here. Yes, so as I was saying, our body, the human body is oftentimes referred to as a tree. For example, if there are trees that if they are not producing, like if they're not producing or they're not doing good work, sometimes God will prune us, we will be pruned. And that is how we are able to bring forth fruit, So we are referred to as a tree. So first of all, the forbidden fruit, I am thinking it could be the female's cherry, which is the fruit in the midst of the garden. We are the tree. The female is a tree. The tree produces fruit. And the tree is in the midst of the garden, the female private area. Okay? Now, when the Bible talks about fruit, like, it always say that we bring forth fruit, the fruit of our labor. We bring forth fruit, meaning that our character, the things that we put out in the world, what we do, we are bringing forth fruit. Or it could literally mean like a woman being fertile too, and she produce an ear. Sometimes it's referred to as you producing a fruit. Sometimes a baby, if you have a little baby bump, they refer to it as a little pumpkin on a vine. Okay? So the fruit could definitely be the female private. And that is my thought. This is just Nikisha's thoughts. It doesn't necessarily have to be true, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and that is my opinion. Okay? Yes. So I'm feeling within my spirit that the forbidden fruit could be the female's cherry. The tree is the female's body. And I believe that the serpent, he wasn't like a literal serpent. He could have been like an enchanter, a very deceitful person. Sometimes a deceitful person is referred to as a serpent or a snake because that person not real. Hey, Archie. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. And feel free to put your ideas and your thoughts into the chat, okay? Yes, so, yes, where was I now? Where was I? I don't want to lose my thought. Yes, Yashi? Oh, that's nice. Enjoy it. I soon come and get some, okay? Yes. So, all right, where was I? I don't want to lose my train of thought. Let's hear what Archie's saying. Archie says, love it. Sounds good. So, Archie, based on what I've said so far, what are your views on it? Do you think that it's making any sort of sense? Let me know. Okay, so as I was saying now, the serpent could be like a person, an enchanter, right? A person. Satan was an angel. He was an angel of light. And the serpent is referred to as the serpent, the fallen angel. Satan was a fallen angel, right? And he was referred to as a serpent because he was a deceiver and a deceitful being. I believe that the serpent, he first picked Eve's cherry. He introduced her to her cherry. He made her aware that, hey, you have within the midst of your garden, which is, the female private area, as all these pubic hair. So the hair is like what covers the private area, right? So the serpent, which is the fallen angel, he showed her where her cherry was. He said, hey, you have a nice, sweet, juicy cherry down there. Let me show you your cherry. You see, you see this cherry right here? If you taste some of this cherry, ooh, it's so sweet, it's so juicy. You are gonna love it. You're gonna love it. And with this, when you eat off this cherry, you are gonna be so smart. You're gonna be so wise. You're gonna know the difference between good and evil. You're gonna know everything. And God don't want you to know all of this. That is why he's saying, don't eat the cherry. But God is not right. He's not right, because he's saying you're gonna die if you eat it. No, that's not true. You're not really gonna die if you eat it. Come on, man. Let me show you. That you're not gonna die. So I believe that the fallen angels, which is Satan, which is referred to the serpent, he indulged with Eve. That's my belief. Okay, let's hear what Archie's saying. I came in kind of late, but so far what I heard sounds good. All right, Archie, awesome. Yeah, so then the serpent, he went and he indulged with Eve. After Eve had indulged with the serpent, which is a fallen angel, which is Satan, she then went and said, Adam, guess what? You see that fruit that God said we mustn't eat? And if we eat it, we're gonna die. It's not true, because I just eat some and it feels so good. It's so sweet. It's so nice. Oh, Jesus. The sweetest thing ever. Adam, come and eat some of this fruit too. And I believe then that Adam, he went and he started to eat of the cherry as well. Hey, second viewer. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to drop me a comment in the chat. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Hit the super thanks button as well if you are inspired and feel led to do so. Any donation is acceptable. Okay? Yeah, so Adam, he went and he also ate of the cherry, meaning he got involved sexually with Eve. And when after they had done so, it was so enjoyable, it was so good, it blew Adam's mind, right? After they had done doing that, they started to feel all the crazy emotions. They started to feel guilt. They started to feel shame. They started to be angry at each other. They started to feel anxious. They started to feel all the crazy emotions. Now, it is my opinion that emotions are actually spirits. These spirit that Eve started to experience were negative spirits. Before they had sex, before they got involved sexually, all they both of them were feeling was love and joy and peace and goodness and all the beautiful spirit that came from God. But after they had sex with each other or ate of the fruit, the forbidden fruit, then all these crazy emotions began to take place. And at that point, they realized that they were both naked. Before they had eaten of the fruit, before they had indulged sexually, they were so innocent and they did not know anything. After they had sex, they started feeling shame, guilt, and all of that. Now, my viewer, be honest with yourself. After the first time you partake in the big S and the pleasure and the fun was done, if you had done so outside of a marital covenant, how did you feel after? How did you feel about yourself after the pleasure had wind down? How did you feel? Good, bad, anxious, confused, what? Well, they say for most girls or female after having sex, if they didn't have it within a marital ground, like they had it, maybe they committed fornication or idolatry, after a while, maybe the after or maybe the day after or so, they begin to feel anxious, they begin to feel worried, they begin to feel confused because it's as if a scale has been moved from their eye, and then they start to feel unsure of, you know, their lover's feelings towards them. And for the male, they start to feel confused as well. Sometimes they're wondering if they did a good job, if the female enjoyed it, if she didn't like it, all kind of confusing emotions take place after. Okay, Archie has a question. That's a good question. Okay, which question are you referring to, Archie? Oh, yeah, what I asked a while ago. Yeah, after doing that, you start to the act was pleasurable and fun, but after the act is done, maybe a few hours after or the next day, you start to feel confused. You're wondering, was she satisfied sexually? Did I do a good job? Do I have a big enough size testicle, or will she like me anymore? Do I like her? And the next thing too, after a man has had sex with a woman, you see, if the man never really respected, admired, or cared for the woman, if after doing so, he didn't have none of that good feelings towards her, he begins to see her as less than and somebody you don't even want to look on anymore. So, my dear friends, this topic is a very, very, very serious topic. This topic is the topic of a human being come into existence in terms of being able to reproduce. After Adam and Eve, which God made them and they were in existence, the continuation of the human race, it all boils down to them passing through that tunnel, which is the fallopian tube and the womb of the female. This is a very, 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 very important discussion, very important topic. This is the reason why all the evil exists in the world today. So Archie is saying, from a male point of view, from my point of view, actually, I just think I just felt good low. So you're saying that after you did your thing, all you say is that you felt good. All right, well, that's good. That is good for you. But Archie, not everybody is like you, because just like the enchanter, the deceiver, the serpent, after he had had sex with Eve, all he did was to despise her. Satan hates mankind. Satan hates all human beings. When Adam and Eve had eaten of that fruit, that gave birth to the spirit of lust. Now you have a set of men and a set of women in the world who are like very full of the spirit of lust. And those persons, they are like imposters and pretenders. So they go around and they deceive. They will, see a woman, they don't really love the woman, or they don't really like the woman, or they'll see a man and they don't really love the man or like the man. But they end up being involved sexually because they wanted to gain something. Maybe they wanted to gain financially or whatever, materially, So they will or they just want some sex, So they see a woman and they see maybe a quiet girl and they say, hey, let me just hit it and quit it. Such behavior is evil and wicked in the sight of God. Because you see, if a person who doesn't love you gets involved sexually with you, if you ever allow a person who don't love or like you to get involved sexually with you, you will be in a bad shape, because that person is just gonna see you as trash, like beneath them. That person is gonna think that they're superior to you, they're above you, and you're beneath their foot bottom, and they can walk all over you. They can treat you like trash, they can treat you like dirt, they can just take all that you have, use you, and throw you to the sides, right? Such person is operating in the spirit of the deceiving one, the enchanter. That person is operating in the spirit of the devil. You see how crazy this thing is? Yeah, so this is not a topic that should be taken lightly. So, secret war raging between the masculine and feminine gender. Secret war raging between man and woman. Yes. You know why that is so? That is so because women came from one rib One rib was taken out of Adam, and God took that rib, and then God made the woman. So the woman came directly from God making, from what God made. She came directly from God because God took the rib from the man, and then he made her, and then he brought her to the man. So the woman came from God, and God is love. She will always want to be loved, and she will always want to go back to love. If a woman comes to a man and the woman finds no love within that man, the man treats her like trash, the man physically abuse her, verbally abuse her, look down at her like trash, tell her that if you ever see how me look on you, look at you. The only person who would say that is someone who hates the woman. And the only one who hates human being is Satan. So that person is actually operating in the spirit of Satan, in a lustful spirit, to speak to his woman or his wife in such a manner. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that the woman came from love. She came from God. And if she finds no love within the man, it's going to leave her broken down, and it's going to leave her wrecked. She's not going to feel good about herself anymore. The woman came from God. When God gave him to her, she was goodness, she was beauty, she was love. But when she dropped into his hand and there's no love, that's not going to be a good thing. You know why? Some women, if they're like truly in love with a man, even though they might treat them like a dog, they're still going to run after them. They're still going to chase them. But there are some women that if they go to a man and they find no love, that man will never, ever, ever, ever be able to penetrate their heart. So they'll be just living with him and trying to do the best they can to love the man, to the best of their ability. However, don't believe that there's a emotional connection. And if you treat the woman too badly and break her down, she is going to break. Remember, the Bible says that the woman is the weaker vessel. Now, something that is weak is very delicate, is very fragile, is very easily broken. And if a man break down a woman bad, that man is going to be in bad shape, because a broken woman can be a very dangerous weapon. And that is why the Bible warns the man. The Bible warns the man, husband, love your wife. Love your wife as Christ loved the church. Now, Christ loved the church. He does not abuse the church. He doesn't put his hand and he does not hit. Christ would not hit a woman. Christ would not verbally abuse a woman. Christ would not throw out a woman, turn off water on a woman so she can't use it, lock her out of the house. Christ would not do that. Christ goes out to redeem the lost and to bring them back to his side. That is the love of Christ. And that is the love that the Bible says that a man should have for his wife. He should love her, protect her, care for her, because she's very delicate. She's fragile. She can be easily broken down. But the problem is some of these men out there, they want the female role. They want to be the weaker vessel. They want to do all manner of evil, and the woman must put up with it. They want to be pampered. They want to be worshipped. They want a woman to be running after them, trying to please them, trying to win them. But my dear brothers and sisters, that's not the way it ought to be. That is not the way it ought to be. It is the man. If a man wants something, it doesn't matter how far it is. If he desire it, if he wants it, if he need it, he will go get it. If a man love a woman and she asks him to do something for her that it is within his power to do it, he will do it if he really loves her. So this right here is a very, 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 very serious topic. This right here is why all the evil is in the world. So this is not a topic to be taken lightly. Do you agree, Archie? What do you think? What do you think about what I'm saying so far? Yeah, I tell you, it is a lot be going on in this world, you know? A whole lot be going on in this world, you know, in terms of the spirit of lust. So, all right, let me see what else I have here on my paper. Now, the reason why after they had eaten the fruit, they were punished is because when they had eaten the fruit, that gave birth to lust. That gave birth to the spirit of lust. Now, God did not want them to prematurely eat of the fruit. Probably God was going to allow them to eat of the fruit so they could have offspring, they could have children. But it wasn't at the right time that they did so. They went and they disobeyed God, and they went and they prematurely ate of the fruit. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when a man and a woman comes together, first, the man will know that he sees a woman and that's a woman that he wants, that captivates his attention. Then he's going to go towards her now and he's going to try to find out about her. Now, in that period of time, he needs time to, you know, form an emotional connection with her. Maybe like 4 to 6 months, you know, of getting to know her, seeing who she is, admiring her personality, how charming she is, and all the good, you know, things about her. And then that's when love is gonna begin to bloom, or love is gonna start growing. But if he went and just maybe like involved with her the first or the second night, he's not gonna form no emotional connection with her, and that's just gonna be pure lust. That's not gonna be good, no way, form, shape, or size. But if he waits and if he gets to know her and then they get married and they, you know, they join together in a loving manner, meaning the man love the woman and the woman love the man, then that's gonna be a beautiful loving relationship. That's how love is gonna grow. But if that's not the case, it's gonna be just chaotic, it's gonna be bad, period. Okay, let's hear what Archie has to say. And a normal relationship, when a guy first meets a woman, he definitely goes after what he wants. Men are naturally hunters, so a natural man will go after, hunt what he wants. Absolutely true, Archie. Absolutely true. Right on point. Right on point. If a man truly loves a woman, he's gonna chase or go after her. A man that truly loves you is not gonna want you to be running here, there, everywhere to please him. He's gonna do all he can to win the woman or to win the favor of the woman. He's gonna buy her gifts. He's gonna give her flowers. He's gonna tell her she's beautiful. He's gonna admire her. He's gonna, just be really fond of her. As I was speaking to a friend the other night, a close friend, and he was saying that, we were talking about the difference between admire and lust. Now, a man that is lusting after a woman, the definition lust, it means just instant sexual desire to a woman. You see a woman, you don't want nothing else from her. All you want is some sex. Right? But you see, admire has to do with love. Because when you admire a person, you like that person. You like their nature. You like their personality. They're so beautiful, so pretty. They make you feel good when they're around you. You admire that person. You feel warm inside. Admiration brings love. Lust brings hate. So, if you're ever in a relationship and it begins to break down and a man and a woman are just at it with each other, they're fighting, they're arguing, they're cussing all the time, and the man break up with the woman, if ever the man ever come back to you and say, want to get back with you, that person should be put to the test of love first before you get back with the person. Because if you ever take up by the person and just jump back into bed same time, oh Jesus, you will be right down, spiraling down that rabbit hole once again to lust. Because love admires, love cares for, love cherishes, but lust, just bam, bam, eat it, quit it, and move on. And it's full of pure hate. So lust is not a good thing. Anybody ever come to you and just want sex alone? No. Give them, run for your life. Run for your life. There is nothing good in that. Nothing good at all is in that. Run for your life if that is the case. Oh, yes. I tell you, this is a crazy world we live in, and that is where the war is. The war, there's a war that's raging between man and woman. The war that is raging is the battle between love and lust. The woman, she desires love. The man, 1 minute, stick a pin. Because women came directly from God, they crave and they desire love. So if they're with a man and they find no love in him, they're always going to want to be searching to find love. A man, he was made from material things, really. The material things, the dust of the earth. And when they both committed the acts of sex, the man gained more of lust. So if a woman goes to the man, if the man goes to the woman and the man is just full of pure lust, and the woman find no love in him, a relationship like that will never ever work. That is how serious this thing is. Archie's saying the battle of the sexiest. Crazy. Lust is such a dangerous thing. It is. It is. It is. A lot of people don't really think of it like that because, in our culture, we have such a heavily sexual culture where men are just, taught or cultured that sex is just, you can't just get a little sex here, there, everywhere. It's so easy to get. So because of that concept, most people or many people do not see don't see how powerful and how important this thing is. You see what I'm saying? So a woman is like a link between love, which is God, and between the man. A man, if he's not a loving man, is going to lean further into lust. But the woman, she always need and desire love. So the man, the woman, she's looking for love, and she's looking for love within that man. If she finds the love within that man, all that love, that beauty, she will be able to lead him to Christ so that he can have love inside for her and for humanity, for everything. But you see, if the man is full of pure lust, oh, Jesus, such a relationship will never ever work. Such a relationship will never ever work. So there's always a power struggle between love, a man needing to prove to the woman love. It's not the woman that needs to prove to the man love, the man needs to prove that he loves the woman in order for the woman to fall in love with him and for the relationship to work. Both of them have to be in love with each other. Now, there are some women out there too who are full of love, as the Bible said that there are some silly women laden with diverse lusts. Well, there are some women out there who they will run down sex, chase after a man for sex, and that's such a crazy thing, But yeah, if that is the case, it's just gonna be messy. Because for one, if the person is full of lust, not only is the person full of sexual lust, but the person is gonna probably be a very aggressive person, very angry person, full of anger, a very greedy person, just wants to spend excessively, or a gluttonous person who just want to eat down everything, or it's just gonna be bad altogether. So there are many ways, form, shape, and size that lust, the spirit of lust, displays itself in this world. Lust signifies lack of self-control, really. Archie's saying, but you do have those one individual that is out for the one night stand. That's just out to get what they can get. So many levels to get what they can get. You're absolutely right. And the sad thing too, Archie, even in some so-called marriage Christian relationship, stuff like that is existing. And that is so sad. It happens for true. It happens every day. You are absolutely right. It's a crazy world, my dear. So there's always a constant battle. It's always a power struggle where lust, which is the more aggressive, the more angry nature, is ever trying to overpower love, which is the kind, sweet, gentle, beautiful person. Lust is always trying to destroy it. Because you know why? Lust is coming directly from the devil. And remember, Satan ate all that's beautiful and all that's good. Satan does not love any human being, none at all. So that is how dangerous this thing called lust is. That is why the Bible says, love not the world, nor the things of this world. For all that is in this world is the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Because this world is just full of pure lust, 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 lust. A lot of time people are lusting. You're lusting after a car. You're lusting after a big fancy car. You're lusting after a big fancy house. You know, you're lusting after a woman or a man. You're lusting after a career. You know, this thing called lust is all about chasing, 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 chasing the material, chasing the material. But the saddest part is that lust, the spirit of lust, is insatiable. The spirit of lust can never be satisfied. The spirit of lust is greedy, and it keep on wanting more and more and more and more and more, like a greed monster. That's what happens with the spirit of lust. It can never run its course because it is from the devil, and the devil is greedy, and he exalts himself above God, and he always wants more than he ought to get. You see what I'm saying? So this battle, there's a battle between love and hate, lust and love in this world. And we really ought to take it seriously, my dear brother. We have to take it seriously. This is not no joke. This is why so much children are in the world without a father figure in their life. So many people are born in this world and are suffering. So many wickedness take place in the world. All the evils, the anger, the hate, the malice, the pride. It all started through having sex out of a holy matrimony. You know, so this thing really needs to be tamed, to be tamed. That is why they said that sex should only be done in a marital relationship. Let me tell you something. The majority of us people, we are not perfect. Many of us have fallen into sexual sin at some point in time in our life. Fall into lust at some point in time in our life, because the Bible says, even if you look at a woman to lust, if you look at a woman to lust, you are in danger of hellfire. So we sometimes sin in thoughts, we sometimes sin in deed, sometimes we sin in action, and we all need to repent of this thing. Just like the Bible say, flee fornication. It doesn't mean that you might have never done it before. You might have done it before, but what it's saying is stop doing it like that. Stop doing it outside of a holy, loving union, which is marriage, and do it in that bond. If you've done it and if you're still doing it, you need to flee it. To flee doesn't mean you never ever do it before. To flee means when you see a mistake, you must stop it. That's what fleeing it means. And then wait and be patient. Wait on the Lord, and then you can do it in the bonds of love. If you're in a broken relationship, it's broken down, and you split up with your spouse, and if the spouse come back and just want to jump in bed like that with you and don't do the work to make things better, don't want to change, don't want to go get counseling and change their ways and become a more loving person, and don't want to connect with you on dates and all of that, never ever go back to such a person. Because that person is, all that person is coming with is lust. Lust is just to have a fix. It's like a drug that you can never ever get enough of. That is how lust is. You know, it is just It can't be contained. It's insatiable. It's greedy. But love, sometimes you have a person, like let's say, for example, a woman. The Bible said there was a woman caught in the act, and they brought her to Christ. And Christ, they all wanted to kill the woman. Christ said, he who is without sin, cast the first stone. You know why he said that? No, 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 good woman. No woman will find a good man, or no loving woman who finds a good man will just, most of the time, just exit a relationship, or be with someone else, because the Bible say that when a woman have sex with a man, she have desire for the man. If she having the desire and yearn for the man, that means the man had brought her to love. But you see, if the man never did bring her to love, and the man was abusive to her and all of that, and she go out, it doesn't mean that she is necessarily a evil and bad person. It means she never find the love in other man, and then that is what caused her to be broken down. Just as the Bible say that a man, he should care for the wife, he should love her, and he should protect her, because if you do not neglect her, because if you neglect her, she's prone to temptation. And a woman is weak, meaning that she can easily be broken. If you abusing your woman, if you're calling her trash, if you're telling her, or if you ever see how you look at her, looking at her bad, looking at her like a dog, talk down to her, disrespect her, teach the children to disrespect her, that is gonna break a woman down to the ground. The woman is gonna feel unloved, and then she's gonna go out looking for love. Now, a woman like that is a woman that is in need of the love of God, because after going through such abuse, only God alone can redeem that woman. So sometimes if the woman fall to a sin like that, God cover her and said, woman, I understand why that happened to you, but just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, clean yourself up, and try again and be a better person. Remember the queen who you are. That is not who you are. That is not your character. You got broken, but I can redeem you and clean you up and go your way and sin no more. That is what. This world is just a crazy world. This world is a crazy world. Sometimes men and women are in a relationship. The man gets so broken down, beaten down because of that war that's going on between love and lust. The woman might get so broken down, beaten down, trampled on because of that war that's going on, that power struggle between love and lust. It's a power struggle, but love will always win. The love of God will one day win over all this lust of the world. Let's hear what Archie's saying. The chase of material, I gotta use that. I like it. You're absolutely right. Yeah. A lot of time where they're chasing the material, chasing it down, and we will never be satisfied. We have to learn that true satisfaction and true contentment can only be found in God. Love not the world nor the things of the world, for all that is in the world is the lust of the eyes, the flesh, the pride of life. They cannot bring contentment. They cannot bring happiness. All we're looking for is within. Like the Bible said, the spirit, the kingdom is within. The kingdom has all the wonderful feeling of love and joy and peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. All of those good spirit comes from God. A lot of time people chasing after things. You have some people who you can know they're not contented within themselves. They can't stay in one place too long. They have to be here, there, everywhere. Oh, I'm going on a vacation. Oh, I'm gonna this. Oh, I'm gonna that. That doesn't mean you can't do those things, But those that signify that that person is chasing something because they're not happy and content where they really are. Not to say that from time to time you don't need a vacation. It's nice to do it from time to time, but your true contentment should be found in God. And some people, they'll be like obese, just humongous, because they keep eating, 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 eating. They can never be satisfied. They don't have no self-control within, because of that lust, that crazy lust. Some people, they will be working, 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 working because they want to get enough money, plenty of money. And all when they get all the money, they're still not happy, because when they get the big house, the big car, the big this, the big that, they realize that what they were chasing couldn't bring them the joy and the contentment and the peace inside. All of that can only come from the Most High God. God is love. When you have love in your heart, you feel happy and content with the little that you have. God is love, and we are to love. So people, I just hope that you can just, check out this topic and I hope you understand what I'm saying. And this discussion is so nice and so important. I feel like I'm going to have a part 2 on this topic, or maybe a part 3 or 4, because there's just so much to talk about when it comes to lust and love. And Archie say, and depression. Yes, all of those negative emotions, those negative spirit, they all came into existence through sexual sin. So when they talk about that fruit, I believe it was the female private, which is referred to as the cherry, somebody plucking the cherry. But you see, anybody who keeps on lusting, the Bible says that a man who keeps lusting is in danger of hellfire. In danger of hellfire. So I pray that anybody who wants to keep on lusting and not trying to learn to love, trying to learn to love their wife, trying to love their husband, try to love. I pray that God will carry them and help them to come to know his love, because this is a crazy world, but love will always win. You can never ever confuse a person who got broken down to someone who is just a constant sinner, in sexual sinner. You cannot take the two for the same, because the wheat and the tear, sometimes they look the same, but you have to discern. You have to have the spirit of discernment to see who is the wheat and who is the tear. Don't ever get confused with the two, because a person who consistently sinning sexually or consistently wants to indulge in lust, whether you're in a marriage, because even in a marriage, a lot of people still lusting. Did you know that there's marital rape? If your wife tell you no, she don't want to have sex with you because she's tired or she feeling sick, and if a man rape her, that is lust. That is not love, because that man is just thinking about his own desire, and he's not thinking about if that person is feeling healthy or able to partake in that act. So even in a marriage, lust can be taking place. But God's Spirit is telling us that we need to cut off from lust and we need to cleave to love. We need to really cleave to love. This is a serious matter. Serious, serious matter. So, my dear friends, thank you so much for viewing. It has been a very, very interesting discussion so far. If you have any more comments, you can just drop drop me your thoughts and your point of view in the chat and let me know what you're thinking. What are your views on this, topic? Because this topic right here is worth talking about. It is so relevant. Okay? So thank you so much for viewing. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please also allow the ads to run on the videos because the ads help the channel to earn. Okay? Thank you so much for viewing. If you feel led to drop a donation in the super thank button, that would be good. If not, that is perfectly fine too, because at the end of the day, your love and support, goes a far way for the channel. Okay? So I'm getting ready to wind down and to be whoosh out of here. But I just want to let you all know that I love you. And I hope that, all the points that I've said so far will be of great importance to you, that my message came across clearly, that you can think about what I'm saying, make sense of it, and make changes if necessary. I love you all. Peace. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Next time, see you. I'm whoosh out of here. Much love. Bye.